we're not going to even have an intro this week because we spent like 10 minutes wondering why Rocktan wasn't replying to us eating chips. I don't... You...
I'm sorry!
You butt muted us, and you just sat there eating chips, and I got mad because I thought it was... I thought it was out of spite.
We find you were ignoring us. All right, so yeah, welcome to WRASSLEBOYS once again.
I'm sick with COVID. By the way, you got Toyota Corolla.
Oh, shit, we got Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, you got fucking Toyota Corolla. That's the intro. So, week 4.
Yeah, Alii, well...
This is the mile which I'm gonna play the Coconut Mile theme song in.
That's not... You did it wrong. You fucked this whole thing up.
Okay, fuck it. Okay, so...
Wait, is it you just got coconut mauled?
Well, that's what it played when I said you've been coconut mauled, and it did say you just...
This is the mile which I'm gonna play the Coconut Mile theme song.
You know what? Fuck that guy for getting the top search result. That's bullshit.
Yeah. It's supposed to just be, you just got coconut mauled.
You just got coconut mauled.
All right, I think I found it. Yeah, so this is Alii, who was sick with COVID.
I got COVID. Yay.
I'm Megafighter.
I'm not that sick, but I can't smell anything, and it's weird. Like,
I'm the guy who's getting fired again, Rocktan.
He's been fired twice today.
This fucker eating chips over here. No.
And you know what you're gonna get, Rocktan?
You just got coconut mauled.
Oh my god, no.
Share this with all your...
No, Jesus Christ. No, never do that again. No.
I literally put on my headset to find the volume turned down. I didn't even know what was happening. I thought I thought you guys just weren't talking.
That only happens sometimes when we get into a minor argument. I don't know.
Anyway, so yes, now that we've gotten all that nonsense out of the way, NWA-TNA pay-per-view number 4, July 10th, 2002. We're here back at the Nashville Auditorium.
I would like to point out that at the beginning of the pay-per-view, there's a disclaimer.
There's a disclaimer.
The disclaimer says
that
there's violence and language, and that if you're not a child, you should watch it. But if you are a child, turn it off. How'd you get the TNA network, you literal child?
How'd you get Impact Plus?
How'd you get Impact Plus, you child?
Did you steal your dad's credit card?
You stole your dad's credit card, and now you're watching, like, James Mitchell and fucking Raven and shit.
Yeah, that actually is a good argument against why they don't need to censor anything on Peacock.
Exactly. That was what Alii was leading into, was the fact that they have disclaimers. On Impact Plus.
Most streaming services have a kids account option that you can just set, and then like all the adult content or stuff that's offensive will just be removed because you're a literal child.
So like every new thing we learn about Peacock is leading me into just saying fuck ever using Peacock for WRASSLEBOYS.
Well,
because
I'm considering it right now. If I can get 2002 back, we'll go with it, but I still feel very pissed off.
If they cut out Katie Vick, I'm done.
Or like we have to get like a VPN or some shit. And I don't want, if we're not sponsored by NordVPN, we're not doing it.
Yeah, Nord, you need to give us a sponsorship before we will use NordVPN.
Yeah,
based on what you've been tweeting, Alii, the WWE network doesn't even work right now.
I can't search.
Well, Peacock doesn't work. Peacock is garbage.
I can't search. The old network's down. I can't search. There isn't a catalog option. Like they have categories and you can scroll left and right, but there isn't like a view all or like a narrow it down option. Also, the seasons aren't correlated with the year they are. Like, they are, like, 2002 is a season, but I gotta find what season that is, which isn't up yet because it goes back to 2008 for Raw.
Like, so...
It fucking sucks.
I talked about this when I first looked at Peacock. Peacock doesn't have like dedicated. First of all, it doesn't have any dedicated animation category at all.
No anime, no animation, like specifically animation. Yeah.
So it's like if I want to find anime stuff, I have to dig through like kids or TV shows or
and
movies.
You can't even search via like if you know like a seiyuu, for example, like I don't know, fucking Akira Ishida or whatever. You can't look.
Kamisaku Sugita or whatever it was.
You can't search for them. It'll just give you some random shit. It just feels like NBC Universal just wanted to have a place where they could pay people to watch The Office because it was on.
People would pay to watch The Office, yeah.
What else is on there? Parks and Rec? I
typed anime note with an E into Peacock just now. Kong the Animated Series, Animals Unscripted, and Animal. That's the only thing that
Animals. You were watching Animals Unscripted, right? Oh, and they got a new. They got Dick Wolf back. Dick Wolf has a new Law and Order that has one episode, and I watched it, and it was fucking boring. Damn it, Dick Wolf.
Yeah, the whole streaming services has gotten out of hand.
It's bad.
Why is the Mortal Kombat movie listed as 1996? Didn't it come out in 95?
Oh, don't worry though. They got the PJs. Remember the PJs?
They got the PJs. They have the entirety of the Leprechaun series.
They got Everybody Hates Chris. That was actually kind of funny. I'll give that one credit.
I was right. Fuck off, Peacock. Mortal Kombat was released in 95. What is this shit?
Yeah,
they got what? They're 1 year off. That's not that egregious, honestly.
They still could have tried.
I don't think they did. And yeah, this is Mania weekend, by the way, and none of us could give a fuck.
None of us give a no single flying shit.
I can't taste anything.
The only thing worth mentioning that's funny about Mania weekend is the logo they've used for Mania 37.
Oh, that's bullshit, by the way. That they had to cancel their venue for WrestleMania 36, so they just did it in the studio, and now they have an arena, but they didn't want to lose the pirate shit, so they're doing pirate again, but there's 2 swords in the WrestleMania pirate logo and not 1 sword in the WrestleMania pirate logo.
Okay, before we go into
lazy fuck, you know, I complained about them using the New Orleans fleur-de-lis twice, but you know that's just a design.
We're in New Orleans,
and it's just like, is it just related to each state they're in? Like WrestleMania Play Buttons, California,
because California has VCRs,
and WrestleMania Michigan is a guy getting stabbed or something. Send him to Detroit.
It's the Jekyll Brothers or whatever. The Great Malenko.
Yes. WrestleMania bottle of Faygo.
Well, before we get into the TNA pay-per-view, I want to note this is also a problem with the Street Fighter movie. It's listed as like 1995, even though that released in 94.
Great.
Like, some fucking quality control here, Peacock.
Another thing about Peacock is that, remember how we talked about
the PJs living in the projects,
the censoring, and one of the things Alii and Megafighter mentioned was the Nation of Domination racist segment. Guess which one they removed?
Yeah, they got rid of the DX mocking the nation segment.
So, here's the thing.
We fucking called it.
I'm not saying it's okay that you were racist. But I'm saying that if you did a show where you were racist on it, and that shit's been up for a decade or 2, people already know about it.
People know. They know you were racist.
They know about the Tim White suicide segments. They know about all the shit that happened in, 2006 ECW.
There are people out there making YouTube videos about all the dumb shit and
they know
shit that WWE has done. It's been archived on YouTube.
They know that they made Chavo Guerrero pretend he was a white man.
Yes.
You can't erase that shit.
You can't. They know that Crime Time was pretty fucking racist, despite the fact I love JTT and Shad. Rest in peace, Shad.
Unless WWE
Please
starts
don't go
coming down with copyright claims on like wrestling with regret and stuff like that.
I mean,
People-
they already
People
do.
will know about it. That's just life.
That's just it goes.
Do you know how you get avoided being called out as racist? Is if you don't be racist in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Man,
why I'm always afraid when I look at old C-Show episodes and like edgelord 19-year-old me is making jokes that I'm like, oh god.
Oh, I'm sure.
Uh,
I'm sure there's some old stuff in my history that I don't want coming back to haunt me.
So we start out with the NWA Tag Team Title Championship match.
Yes.
And when I say that, I mean 6 minutes of recaps.
So
Yes.
much recap on this show. By the way, we're about I don't know how many minutes in, and we're just now finally talking about this show.
It's 10 minutes.
We're 10 minutes in.
By the way, this show has the most pyro I've seen of all the shows we've watched.
They rated Megafighter, what day was these pay-per-views? Because I'm pretty sure they just rated the fireworks store that they put up every year. You know, do you get that?
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you get those people who put up that tent with the fireworks in it?
Yeah. Well, not these days, but yeah, I get what you mean. And yeah, this is the 10th, so the fireworks are probably on sale, and they've got leftover stock from 4th of July.
Yeah, they rated like Big Bubba's Firework Warehouse, and they're just like fucking loaded this week. So yeah, it's Tempest and Slash versus Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles.
Members of the Disciples of the New Church. Led
By the way, they
really
didn't say their name. The fucking title just said Disciples of the New Church with James
Yeah.
Mitchell.
I really like that. I really like that name, by the way. That's a cool tag team name.
What was cool was we realized why his name is Tempest. So Tempest is Devon Storm, formerly known as Crowbar in WCW, which Mike Tenay was kind of remind us of.
Oh yeah, fucking Mike Tenay actually told us that this is Devon Storm / Crowbar, but James Mitchell has gotten his like fucking influence on him and turned him into this fucking psychopath.
It turned him into Tempest,
And
the raging storm.
I like that.
By the way, can we talk about the name Tempest being a nod to Devon Storm?
Yeah, I get it.
That's clever.
It's smart. I don't know. I like
Smart.
it when they reference it, like, oh yeah, this guy was this guy back in like I think the only time I remember that happening was Festus, and like people bring up that was like a drugged up Luke Gallows.
Yeah. One of the things
Come
I
on,
don't think
if you recognize a guy who's been repackaged, just say it.
Just say it.
Don't Lord Tensai me, motherfucker.
one of the things I don't think you guys have mentioned on the for the TNA pay-per-view so far is that James Mitchell's look and character was inspired by comic villains, and he hasn't nailed.
Oh, he definitely has the look.
We've stated how much we like James Mitchell on the show. James Mitchell is a
great.
fuking saint, even though he's
Yeah, I
playing
know
an
this
evil
don't make
devil
you-
man.
James Mitchell is a saint. Is the sentence?
I just don't remember you mentioning that how his look was inspired.
So
Yeah,
this is
I've
a
never-
pretty fun match. I always shit on Crowbar back when he was with David Flair back in WCW, but like he's not bad.
Not bad.
He's
He
a good hand. I'd have
had
him
to
in my
work at-
company.
He had to work at David Flair level.
Yeah.
Was it
Which no one
Tempest that did the whirly bird?
Maybe.
Think so? Yeah.
That was a cool move. I like that.
So Jerry Lynn's the guy who's doing a lot of the work at first until the fight sort of goes outside, and then he starts dealing with I think he starts dealing with the other guy. Not
Slash.
He starts dealing with Slash. So AJ tags in and wins the match for both of them. And then Jerry Lynn's just like angry that his tag team partner that he tagged in won the match.
For the tag
Well,
team championships
They
that they
were
have.
telling the story throughout the match that AJ was taking doing most of the work and not They were commenting, were kind of saying that he's not tagging in Jerry Lynn.
Guess. Just it didn't come across that way. Also, just so much pyro when they win.
Yeah. AJ wins after Spiral Tap.
He also doesn't have a soul, I should know.
One of the first signs I spotted, there wasn't much in the way of signs, I don't really think, but there was
mostly
one.
just signs for Athena again.
Yeah, I don't know
they
why they're
really love
obsessed
Athena.
with. Yeah, they're obsessed with like Athena being in the NWA. I don't get it.
Speaking of Athena, the cool one I saw was Athena as a South Park character.
I think it was like the "I'm an Athena whore" sign or something like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I just wanted to know, like, at some point, like, they say, like, oh, if you don't have a soul, you don't feel pain. That's why they're able to kick out. And it's like, yeah, but what about AJ Styles? So it's like, AJ Styles doesn't have a soul.
I don't got a soul.
We cut back to the Stwippers. And I started realizing they always play, like, the plug for, like, the next shows for the NWA during the Cage Dancers. And I just joked, I wonder why NWA wanted to back out of the deal with TNA.
Just down home, good old Southern wrestling. Titties, bro.
Get ass.
We
Put your ass in my face.
Dancing. Keep dancing.
I remember there was one.
Don West is in a
literally just butt shot.
Don West is in a purple suit.
Don West is in a purple, like, striped suit. It's wonderful.
Ed Ferrara looked like a censor bar to me. I couldn't even, like, look at him.
He had, like, a weird kind of goldish yellow look.
Yeah, he had, like, a goldish yellow, like, cowboy shirt with, like, a weird design on it that looked like a comic book guy.
Yeah.
I hate Ed Ferrara.
Ed Ferrara.
He's like the most eccentric white dresser I've ever seen.
Like, just fucking purple suit Don West. Like, come on, man.
Purple suit Don West looking great. I don't need Ed Ferrara anymore in my life. I'm missing Jerry Lawler with Ed Ferrara on commentary.
There's a phone call and a recap about what happened last week. And speaking of phoning it in, Scott Hall is just cutting a promo on a fucking phone.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Jarrett beat my ass, and he's on a list. I'm coming for him, but I can't make it this week. I'm at that weird elementary school that I wear the shirt of.
Geneva. Geneva Elementary?
Yeah, I'm at Geneva Elementary. I'm in the cafeteria. They're giving me free meatloaf. Why was he just... And then he just hung up. And then the phone dial tone just rang over the rest of the recap.
I went to the elementary school because if there's one thing you can count on in his life, it's when you'd read the lunch menu, it's going to be what it says on the damn lunch menu. Meatloaf and peas, yeah.
Hoagies and grinders.
I got those spicy
Hoagies and grinders.
I love a spicy.
Navy beans.
Pizza's on Friday, yeah.
Sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe.
I'm gonna beat Jeff Jarrett's ass, but first I gotta go to lunch, Ladyland.
They were broadcasting this phone call over the arena speakers.
They were broadcasting over the arena speakers, and that phone sounded like shit. That was literally just someone's like house phone that he was calling over.
I like the idea that he is a phone that like a car drove up and the guy comes out. And then he opens the other door, and there's just a phone in the car, and they bring the phone into the arena.
Well, I was thinking of, like, just Scott Hall's on a street, and they pull up that, like, old Nokia phone and give it to him, and it's just, like, cut a promo.
He's calling from a payphone.
Hey, yo. I need another I need another quarter.
I call home all the change I spent on you. My Scott Hall is terrible.
I had to call 1-800.
Scott Hall is slowly
AT&T.
devolving into Mr. Blanket.
Did you know that I'm a freaker?
1-800 collect.
You can play the dial tone into the receiver and it gives you free phone calls.
If you call,
That's what happens to. That's what people do in
Call the
2002.
call the number at the bottom. You can talk to Scott Hall.
I enter the phone call as Scott Hall, and then I come out as Razor Ramon.
1-800-490-FREAK. Freddy Freaker.
For the first 5 minutes, and then a quarter for each edition.
Hey, yo, welcome to the Psychic Readers Network. SA. You want to go with Cleo, or you want to go with the bad guy?
Did you say essay? He says Chico.
Go fuck.
Hey, yo,
go
this is
fuck
the
your-
Scott Hall psychic reading. You're gonna die.
He's a fake Cuban, Allie, not a fake Mexican.
The tower facing upside down. You're gonna get razor edged. Conversely, if it's facing up, you will also get razor's edged.
But I will T-pose on you first.
Brian Christopher's here.
So yeah, Brian Christopher comes out, and we were trying to figure out if his shirt said "Too Cool."
It
but
says
had
too cruel with like
Too Cool.
Yeah.
like K cruel.
But he still has like GMS on the back of the jacket.
He couldn't
Yeah.
he couldn't afford a tailor.
He couldn't just. Do you not have any jackets that don't say Grandmaster Sexay on them? Come on, man.
I thought it was weird that he was wearing sunglasses and his goggles above them.
His evil goggles, they're black.
So Brian Christopher grabs a microphone and just starts talking about there's two things that you can be called, a child and there's
It's
There's
two
a-
things you can be called.
Actually,
You're a child
isn't
or
there,
you're
no,
a
wait,
fault.
isn't there a match for it? Isn't there
no,
like,
the match comes after the promo. He's
We're
talking
not
about
allowed
how
to
like
watch the promo.
you
Oh
can
wait,
either.
that's right. He turned heel last week. My mistake.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to remember what he fucking said. He said something about like there's being a child and there's being an adult, and I'm not a child anymore. And then I just replied, "You're a teenager."
Here, let me sum up this promo. I hate my dad.
I hate my dad.
I hate my dad.
My dad sucks. He doesn't work here.
But weirdly, he just started talking about this pizza man and leaving just like a big shit in the middle of like a restaurant,
What?
thanking this guy in Venice Beach for cleaning up his bad news.
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
The birthday message for Slip.
Oh. Yeah, he's mad that people call him Jerry Lawler's son, and like, even though like he's called Brian Christopher, like where he works for the most part, or Grandmaster Sex A. I do not think they've established that the two are related on TV. I don't know.
Like it's like has it ever been acknowledged that Honky Tonk Man is Jerry Lawler's cousin? No.
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 I hate my dad. Screw Jerry Lawler. He wasn't there for me. I hate my dad. He didn't go to my softball game.
Yeah.
He wasn't at my birthday party.
He never did a hip hop drop for me.
He never hip hop dropped on anything.
He never helped me ride a bike.
At one point, Mike Tenay says a straight up lie to the crowd. He says, "Well, now it makes even more sense," which I'm just like,
No,
I assume he was supposed to be sarcastic.
Why
but
he said that?
I think he was saying it sarcastically to something
the
Brian Christopher said. But
So he's just like, I'm not Brian Christopher anymore. I'm Brian Lawler. Even though he just spent the whole time hating his dad and talking about how he's in his shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
You think
Why
he
is
would?
it-
You think he would be Brian Lawler and then change his name to Brian Christopher?
you'd think, or take on his mother's maiden name, which I don't know what that is. Hold on, I'm gonna look that up. Well,
Sheboygan? No.
so here's the thing.
Sheboygan.
Also, is I feel like Brian. I feel like there are better venues to deal with your daddy issues than at the National Auditorium during a TNA pay-per-view.
Why can't you just go see a therapist, you fucking weirdo? So it's out comes screaming Norman Smiley.
You know, I thought Brian had actually good facial expressions during that promo, given the material he had to work with. He was decent.
Well,
You know?
it's not that he delivered his lines badly or that he was awkward or anything. It's just the promo's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate my dad. My
I
dad.
think it worked. I think it worked, honestly, for someone of his build to be a little petulant whiner. I think, yeah, it works. It doesn't work. It didn't work for The Undertaker in 2002.
So, Brian Lawler gets fucked by Norman Smiley, but then he wins after a leg drop.
He threw away his goggles.
There was a really bad joke from Ed Ferrara where he's like, he's as tough as a $40 steak. And he was like, you get it?
That's a very tender steak. I don't know.
You get it because it's a $2 steak. And yeah, the 40 is not as tougher. And it's like, this is a joke so good. They the screen cuts away during it.
Brian grabs a microphone and starts talking shit to Scott Hall. And all I have to say about this is, hey, it's Scott Hall. Leave a message. I'm not here right now, Chico. Leave a... What was I doing?
Beep. Hall isn't at home. Yes,
Scott...
your kiss is on Brian Lawler's list, Scott Hall.
I don't know. I just what's that fucking song from Seinfeld?
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Was believe it or not, Hall isn't at home. It's a takeoff of the Greatest American Hero theme.
Maybe he's somewhere else.
Yeah.
I have to say, Norman Smiley.
Can it be?
Great.
Believe it or not, I'm not home.
Chico, beep.
Norman Smiley's gray trunks and boots did not work for me, and it made him look disturbing. Heck, I don't think gray generally. I don't think it works for a wrestling outfit to me,
not a wrestling
and I rarely ever see it. Maybe that's why. It just doesn't look good.
Goldilocks is in the back, and she's she's trying to chase down and flag down Jeff Jarrett.
And
Jeff Jarrett is demanding, Jeff Jarrett's demanding a title shot from Bill Behrens because I guess the other guy couldn't be asked to come back after getting tied up in sexual positions.
Yeah, he got kink shamed for.
Except during the promo of Jeff Jarrett complaining that why don't I have a title shot, you can just hear James Mitchell screaming at Tempest and the other guy. Slash and Tempest, but they don't go in the room or explain it.
I genuinely thought that you guys, one of you was playing something or watching something else.
I thought someone was echoing. Was what I thought.
No, it was it turns out. Oh, that yelling is fucking James Mitchell.
But they don't even open the door to establish that it's James Mitchell. They just establish a couple minutes later. By the way, that was James Mitchell yelling.
Oh, I missed that because I had no idea who was yelling back there. I just remember the camera pans over to a room that says dressing room, and then it cuts before we find out what's going on.
K Crush comes out, and the audio's been starting to glitch.
Yeah, the recap audio starts echoing.
The recap, yeah, exactly. This was an echoey fucking recap, and it's also our third, fourth recap of the night.
Yeah. He's facing Hermie Sadler, professional NASCAR driver. Several Winston Cup contender, I guess. Back when it was...
Whose friend comes out with them and bringing a checkered flag just to make sure
NASCAR,
he's a race car driver.
Anyway,
what is he gonna do? Have you know what? Oh my God, they should do that.
What if he just drove a car like JBL?
They should have his friends come out in go-karts and have the checkered flag, wave them around.
Here's the thing:
circle around the ring.
What if he just drove his car to the ring like JBL?
Here's the thing: when K Crush gets into the ring, K Crush is in particularly good shape, right?
Yes.
But he's not a huge guy. Not really,
Yeah.
right? Hermie Sadler looked like a fucking child.
Yeah.
he looked like he was skinny fat. He had the fucking like the t-shirt on, and he had the worst punches I've ever seen. And like the worst part
Are they worse than Shane McMahon punches?
yes, but like R-Truth, bless his soul, had to sell these punches.
Oh my god.
R-Truth gets a couple of like advantages, like lands a suplex. Hermie kind of does the bump right. His feet land first, and it looks kind of awkward. And then like R-Truth keeps pinning. K-Crush, whatever. Ron Killings keeps pinning him, and he keeps kicking out.
You know, Marco Stunt does not look like a lot of people to certain people like a wrestler. But to me, he looks like more of a wrestler than Hermie Sadler.
No, like here's the thing about Marco Stunt. He is a manlet in height, and he's skinny as fuck, but he's got technique, and you can tell that when he's in the ring, he's competent and trained. Right?
He knows what he's doing, and
he
can take a bump.
He knows what he's doing, and he can take a bump and make the other guy look good because he's selling. There's more to wrestling than looks. And like a guy like Marco Stunt might not look like a wrestler, but at least he's got fundamentals.
Like when you see him in the ring, you believe him.
And he's got you know underdog vibes, and that's how he gets over. That's basic fucking booking, you know.
Yeah, it's basically it really is the equivalent of someone that not only looks like someone who doesn't belong, but as soon as he starts doing his thing, you can tell
he counters
has no business being there.
He counters one of R-Truth's moves into like a power bomb, and he had to like R-Truth had to sell that.
Fuck? Seriously. How does he know how to do something that complicated?
And then like, you know, R-Truth hits a scissors kick, and eventually he gets the win by like putting his legs on the top rope and like getting leverage on a pin, which is kind of sad considering this guy is not an athlete. This guy is a race car driver, which is a completely different skill set.
Yeah.
Genuinely, if you ever wanted to argue that NASCAR racers are not athletes, just fucking show them this match.
Yeah.
Look, man, I love racing. I don't think you could. I'm pretty sure Usain Bolt can beat like Kimi Räikkönen in a race. Or like Sebastian Vettel would probably get his ass kicked by Conor McGregor. Just different kind of athlete.
Different kind of athlete.
You know, another thing that bugged me is when K-Crush put on the figure 4 and Sadler reversed it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Why did he know that was the way to reverse it?
That dude does not have the leg strength necessary to reverse a figure 4.
Well, again, how does he know how to do that?
How does he know how to do that? And no, he can't do that. His legs aren't shit.
Like
my suspension of disbelief
Hermie Sadler's punches
threat.
are the equivalent of like I would describe them as a 12-year-old who insists he knows how to fight, but has not gone to like a single self-defense class. So he's just doing those overhand punches with the limp wrists. It's like he's playing a drum.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, and there was one little
like anime comedy punches where they're like punching the chest and it doesn't actually look like it hurts.
Yes.
There was one bit of commentary where they said Hermie's competitive juices are going to be spilled all over the ring, and I'm like,
juicy.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't think we need to see him piss and shit himself. Although, if this match would have been realistic, that's what would have happened.
Are you saying that Hermie Sadler is gonna cry?
You're gonna cry.
He's gonna piss himself? Maybe shit and cum
all over the ring.
All over the ring.
Takao Mori's in the back from like.
Oh yeah, they reversed decision on this match, so Hermie Sadler wins.
Oh yeah, they did.
Fuck off.
By the way, during this match, is the commentary mic audio started clipping, and it stayed that way for the whole rest of the show.
In the back, Takao Mori, gay anal world champion, or whatever the fuck he was.
Gay world anal champion,
Gay
yes.
world anal champion. Just pays off a random lady in the back.
It's the same lady, Alicia Webb, who has been doing this for 4 pay-per-views
and there
straight now.
might be a payoff later, but it doesn't feel like it.
There isn't.
Why is this happening to me?
I don't know. What
I hate
bothers
this
me?
feeling of old TNA where it's like, I would describe it as, let's say you have a 10-piece jigsaw puzzle, right?
Yes.
But your box came with 20 pieces, and 10 of them are clearly the wrong fucking ones. And they just insist on using those instead of putting together a good show with the 10 pieces that... Like, it's a picture of a hot air balloon. There's no... Why are there donkeys? You don't need that to complete the picture.
Exactly.
Why?
You know what would make this whole paying her angle work is to make her like this woman. She's like managing like these 2 powerhouses, and you're paying her to like have her heavies beat someone up for you,
Or just paying her so she doesn't have her heavies beat you up.
That one, it would be a lot better if they just had a large man standing behind her as she takes the money. That way it's sort of like, oh, protection money, or like
Something.
bribery or something.
You know what bothers me about this segment in particular?
Yeah.
Amori pays in American dollars instead of yen, which I feel would have at least salvaged this a little.
Ah, shit, I gotta convert this.
Yeah. I only have yen.
Shit. That's no good unless I can find like a bank. So, next up is another tag team match.
We have the Hot Shots.
The Hot Shots
Chase
versus the Baby Briscoe brothers.
Baby Briscoes. The Hot Shots are Chase Stevens and Cassie O'Reilly. Their gimmick at this point is that they have huge dicks.
Is that really their gimmick? Because I didn't see anything about that.
It hasn't been emphasized, but you can tell. Like they have padded trunks. Like they have like tube socks in their trunks to make their dicks look bigger.
Wait, I did not see that at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I mean, I'm mostly going off the old Woo wiki on that. I imagine it's gonna get worse.
If they just keep going more absurd and there's like bowling balls in their trunks.
You know, that'd be great.
Look at our huge dicks. Yeah.
We got like
You know what I wanted to happen if they're gonna do that? Is it gonna be this scene from the movie Top Secret where there's a ballet and all the male ballerinas have these giant protrusions in their shorts, so much that the ballerinas are walking across them at one point?
Yes, the Briscoes are there too, who decided that the best way to get kayfabe heat is to pretend to be homophobes, which totally backfired, actually.
Yep.
This match starts.
In the Rainbow Express, huh?
This match starts, and then the wall shows up, and that's it.
I was just getting into it actually, and then like the disciples of the new church come out, and Malice just starts wrecking shit.
And when fucking Malice starts chokeslamming Jay Briscoe, there's just a random explosion noise.
That's where I asked, are they using a microphone under the ring? Like,
they're using
Wrestling
microphones.
Secret?
They're using microphones under the ring.
If so, it sounded like someone just turned the knob all
She's
away.
a stunt granny.
So does that mean that Ed Ferrara is a stunt granny?
Ed Ferrara's a stunt granny.
Like me
Then
turning
they
on
take-
my head, like me turning on my headset volume.
Then,
Turn it down.
and then the disciples of whatever,
The new church.
the disciples in the new church go outside the ring, grab the timekeeper and throw him in because they're going to beat him up.
Yeah,
But first
James
they take
Mitchell
off his
does,
shirt
like,
and show that his body's all gross and hairy, which I didn't appreciate.
fat.
Yeah.
And then Ken Shamrock comes out.
Ken Shamrock makes his save, and I think Amori also comes
Amori
out.
comes out and he just stares at him like, why are you getting in a fight? We're going to wrestle later, even though that's not going to...
Yeah, James Mitchell cuts a... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having some gas here. He cuts like a promo about vengeance, and I just put down like a C-Lab 2021 quote. Vengeance be mine, quoth Alvis. Then he shot that guy right in the frickin' face.
So, Mike Tenay with the statement, these two are going to be in Mortal Kombat later when referring to Shamrock and Amori.
Mortal Kombat!
Oh, you mean the 1995 movie that wasn't released in 1996? Peacock!
Megafighter.
Immortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's a different movie, and it stars Roddy Piper, I think.
No, it's just when they reveal that fucking, they reveal that Liu Kang's a dragon or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's from what was it? Annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened, and to keep the train of why continuing, it's the Dups.
Oh,
And
God.
they're taking turns humping Fluffed Up.
Dry humping flub, dry humped up.
Dry humped up.
They're like kissing her and
They're like
touching
kissing her and dry humping her. Like they switch at some point, and the other guy starts talking, the one who isn't Trevor Murdoch.
Yeah, Bo.
And then he does this really, really long bit about if it looks like shit and smells like shit, and if you rub it in your hands and it feels like shit.
And they censor he like this is as long as the censor bar goes.
Yeah, it's like a very long censor of him just going.
Yeah, that's why we thought he was literally dragging the word out because like the beeps were lengthy.
It's like the scene in Total Drama Island when fucking Lindsay starts cussing out Heather.
That's something I don't get.
I kind of figured as much, but somebody will and appreciate it.
That went over my head.
Where like the cuss goes on really long. Anyway,
So the music fucks up a bunch of times.
oh my God, yeah.
The music starts playing, then it stops, then the track changes, then it plays, then it stops again, and then it finally plays, and out comes ECW female. Just female.
Jasmine St. Clair.
Jasmine St. Clair.
I believe was dating the Blue Meanie at the time.
And she's talking about, like, you might be called TNA, but I don't see any tits and ass. Or something like that.
It's like, she says, we all know what TNA stands for.
Total nonstop action.
Nonstop action. It's on the mic you're holding.
First thing she says is like, we all know we haven't seen any ass.
And then it just cuts to the crowd where just a weird guy took off his shirt and he's like dancing on the staircase.
Yeah, that guy was there a couple times.
God. Fucking.
And then she's just like, I'm gonna bring the TNA to TNA. And then she
cool, you're gonna give us another AJ Styles match?
No, I'm gonna sexually harass Jeremy Borash.
Why does everyone want to fuck Jeremy Borash?
And Jeremy Borash is standing there like a child with his eyes bugging out, like, her.
Borash has apparently never seen a hot woman in his life, or just no woman of any attractive
She gets
level
this like
has
weirdly
ever paid attention to him.
She gets this like weirdly padded chair and has Jeremy Borash sit in it.
I thought the funny thing was the ref just grabbed the chair and pushed the ring, and then he started clapping like he was so happy to
Slick
do
Johnson, everyone, yeah.
Slick Johnson. So, like, why is this the second time?
So she gives him a lap dance, and like Jeremy's bugging out like he's a harem protagonist. all these women, and he just lands like in their breasts and goes, and they're just like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh man, oh I can't believe it. Oh, I grabbed her boobies.
Exactly.
Now she's in love with me. Anime harems suck.
Anime harems suck. I hope we write that one story we had where it's like, I don't want to. I choose none.
The thing we noticed,
Tenchi Muyo?
she takes off her
Muyo
panties.
for one exception.
She takes off her panties, and the first thing we noticed, she has a Band-Aid on her knee, and I was like, why does she have a Band-Aid on her knee?
Yeah, what's with the Band-Aid on the knee? You all right?
And then a bunch of weird shit happens, and I don't understand any of it. I think, like, Bill Barron's comes out.
Bill Barron's comes out and, like, brings out a jacket to cover her up. I think it's the same jacket that
and then Ed
Jeremy
Ferrara,
Moran
like,
had
gets
later.
up and spears him.
So
I think
he's
at
fired
one
now.
point we missed where she was starting to lower her top because that's why he put the jacket on her.
And it was just a clusterfuck, and I just have a comment, I hate this. So
I have the note, fire him, Bill, because we could get Ed Ferrara fired now.
yeah, just get him out of here. I hate him. It's not even like a you're really pushing the line here, Lawler, of like comments that are sexual. It's just like, I want you to leave.
He just actively attacked an authority figure for stopping.
Yeah, but
a-
like, he's
a
attacked
striptease.
authority figures, stopping a striptease. He's harassed women. He's groped them without their permission.
And sometimes been forced to grope them.
And it's just like, I don't like it. Go away.
Yeah.
You're
Go
gross.
the fuck away. You're being gross.
I'm fine with just Mike Tenay and Don West.
It really is
They're
sad that
unnecessary.
it's one of those things where
You fucking
When you
sleaze.
when you experience something that's worse, you pine for something that's not as bad.
Exactly. You become more
That being
forgiving.
Jerry
of
Lawler.
Like, Jerry Lawler at least could compliment certain women on their skills, mainly because he was probably terrified of them. Hi, Jazz.
Yes.
Man, I wish Jazz was here right now.
I want Jazz to just walk around folding her arms every time Jerry Lawler's commentating. It's just like, you better
Or just Ed Ferrara.
just watch your shit, boy.
Speaking of Jazz, she's actually going to be doing a career match coming up on Impact.
Yeah, go Jazz. We're cheering for you. Anyway, the Dups come out versus the Flying Elvises,
Wait, is that? Oh my god, that is. I am stupid.
and the Flying Elvises need a better gimmick. I swear to God, they're
I'm
actually
sorry,
not
Wait, who did you say was taking on the Flying Elvises, Allie?
the Dups.
That's wrong. It wasn't the Dups. It was
Oh.
Dups.
The fucking title, it just says Dups. The fucking nameplate, it just Dups.
Dups. And that's what I have on my notes as Dups versus the Flying Elvises.
They're just Dups. Versus the Flying Elvises, who need a better gimmick because I actually like all three of them. But for some reason, Jimmy Yang's not there.
Yang's not
Yeah.
there for some reason.
So it's just Siaki and Jorge.
Jorge Estrada.
Yeah.
You know what?
I gotta give credit. Jorge Estrada actually trying a little more with the Elvis thing.
Yeah, he got like a perm, and it kind of got a pompadour looking kind of perm.
He got the pomp going. He did the sunglasses. He's trying. He's trying.
I think the funnier thing was literally Suddy Siaki with like, he has like blown out hair, like the blowout Jersey Shore hair,
yeah, he
and the
got
Elvis
spike.
costume, but he's doing nothing related to Elvis shit.
Bo Dupp is wearing the stereotypical hunting outfit complete with deerstalker cap.
Yeah.
The Dups are sloppy, especially
very sloppy.
the Trevor Murdoch Dup. He
Yeah,
just didn't
Dan or whatever.
he just didn't have it at that time. He got better later.
Maybe Trevor Murdoch just was not there.
No.
Morma Pumphrey comes out to join us on commentary for reasons that baffle me.
I don't understand why Mortar Pumphrey's out. He's just on commentary now. He's not a bad talker, actually. I don't think that's his problem. I think his problem is he's a bit derivative, and also the people he managed sucked.
I think it's not the fact that the people he managed sucked. It was that their gimmicks sucked.
I think you told me at some point that it was like bully revenge, and he talked these two guys into being penis men.
Like he got some level of control over his former bullies. and he made them into dick men because he has control over their careers or
Why
something.
not just have we couldn't get Jim Cornette with just 2 like NWA tag team guys.
They were the NWA
Why
Tag Team
did-
Champions, and then they stripped them of the belts to put them in dick costumes.
yeah.
I think,
Biggest injustice in the world.
Weirdly, I think Mortal Plumtree would work better as the manager for the Dupps.
That'd be an interesting idea. I feel like
at least there would be the contrast of like he's managing Hicks.
managing Hicks. They're not fucking their cousin.
I
You know,
think
he's
Mortal
trying to be
Plumtree
all
that mentioned that
dignified.
someone was castrated. I don't.
He's trying to be dignified and like, I'm a Harvard graduate, and this is my team, and then he's like, yep, and trucks, woo!
They're talented, and it makes up for their raucous behavior or something like that.
Drink pussy.
They want me to do beer pong.
It'd be something. They start talking
It
about who
mustn't take me
attacked
to
them.
the local bar. I must refrain from going myself.
Something that they've been doing in tag matches is they've been speculating on who attacked Chris Harris and James Storm. And Mortimer Plumtree raises an actually pretty good point about it could have been Jerry Lynn. Because, like, he was the one who benefited from them getting taken out of the tag title tournament.
Yeah.
Plus, they've been setting him up for the heel turn, so...
Oh, like a very quick heel turn, by the way.
Very quick heel
It's
turn.
been a week.
It's been a week.
So Jorge Estrada wins for the Elvises after a pretty nice, like, springboard corkscrew senton that I liked.
Yeah.
I really feel like these guys are too good to be just some Elvis impersonators. I don't get it.
Because
Yeah.
the South.
And
This
then,
is a very southern
and then Sonny
match.
Siaki cuts a promo about like, yeah, that's what the Elvises are about, baby. Yeah.
He does not care about this gimmick at all.
And then
does
they're
he?
immediately just like, oh, something's happening in the back.
And it's Jerry Lynn.
I'm back. I'm coming for you, Ed. I heard my son talking shit.
Gotta be fired again. God damn it. Jerry Lynn is turning heel on AJ and beating him up and calling him a glory hound.
Yeah, they're like having a fight in catering.
Yeah. Throws him over some tables.
Throws him
the
over
belt.
Yeah, throws the belt at him, throws him over some tables. He hits him with the cradle pile driver on the fucking on
a stack of or a crating of some sort.
It's that thing where they put all the stuff in and they move it.
Yeah. That fucking
It's
belt
like
shot looked
it's like
it
backstage
hurt,
at
by the
every
way.
wrestling event.
Like, you know what I mean? That fucking, like, when he threw the belt at AJ, it was like, ow!
Yeah, he was just like, here's your fucking belt, and then like hits AJ with it.
Like, you could
This
hear
is-
the sting on it.
This sudden heel turn leads to so many questions. Like, if Jerry Lynn suddenly hates him that much, why
Calls
did
him
he
a
even
goddamn
bother to
glory.
become-
Calls him a goddamn glory hound.
Why did he become tag partners with him in the first place?
First
Yeah,
of
why did he
all,
pick... Jerry
being-
Lynn picked his partner.
being partners with AJ was his fucking idea.
Yes! It
Exactly.
feels like it should have been the opposite, where AJ suggested Jerry Lynn. And then fucking Jerry Lynn gets pissy about this.
This was Jerry's idea to have the tag team title with the X Division champ.
Yeah,
If you wanted a rematch with AJ, I feel like because you're a tag team, he could literally ask for it, and AJ, being the nice guy that he is, would probably give you a rematch.
Why is this a heel turn?
It could be literally like, look, man, I really want that X Division title on. I know we're tag team champs, but that's unrelated. And then AJ would be like, yeah, no problem.
It could be this whole thing of
I would
AJ
have it so they're tag team champs for a couple weeks while AJ's X Division champ, and then Lynn loses the rematch and decides, fuck AJ Styles. Just fuck him. I'm done.
like they could have done the whole AJ's taking most of the glory during the matches and have it spread out over weeks, and at some point maybe they lose the belts, or
He did it once, and it makes Jerry Lynn look like a temperamental diva. Jesus Christ.
another thing they could have done is have Jerry like eyeing like AJ's belt the whole for a few weeks, like he really wants that belt, and then he
You know what's the worst part? This
and then he
doesn't
turns
make
on him because he wants the belt more than the title.
this makes even less sense later.
He
Well,
wants
like
the
we'll
X Division
get to
title.
we'll get to why, but it's just it makes no fucking sense, especially if you think about what happens later.
You know, the biggest problem is if he now hates him that much, why doesn't he just relinquish the tag titles now? Because otherwise, it means he has to wrestle with AJ to defend the belts.
Yeah, either that or it's gonna get stripped next week. I don't know.
You'd think.
After Lynn walks off after hitting AJ with the belt, we go to a pretty cool tale of the tape presentation of Ken Shamrock and Amori.
I'm fucking happy with this shit. We
I-
got stats.
I like how they didn't have the graphics up perfectly right away, so it was just like Ken Shamrock, MMA experience, Amori, nothing.
A world anal champion.
Oh,
As
yeah,
long as
just-
they're gonna be fucking pushing Amori,
This-
I'm bringing that up.
Amori's got the power game. Shamrock's got big match experience. Amori is fresh and focused, so I assume he took a shower or something that day.
But neither of them had heart, so that's gonna be
Not-
interesting.
He's not smelly.
Heart, athleticism, courage,
Yeah.
Hygiene.
good hygiene, very, very punctual.
Gardner.
But this is cool. Like
This
just
match
having
this match let me down because of the big fight field. It was like an early UFC fucking match, and it was awesome. Like
Yeah.
the presentation was fucking fantastic. And then they do some rest holds, and then Jeff Jarrett runs in with the chair.
Yep. Yay! Fuck finished again.
Jeff Jarrett hits everybody with the chair. And then, like, all the brass at NWA-TNA come out, and it's just Jeff Jarrett hitting a bunch of disappointed old men with chairs.
He hits Harley Race with a chair. He hits like
Yeah,
Bullet
but
Barb
then it just cuts to, like, Jeff Jarrett's like, hey, I've got a chair. And then it cuts to just a bunch of old people being sad. Like, oh, Jeff Jarrett did that. No.
This is what
Can't
the
believe
point
Jeff Jarrett-
Megafighter where you mentioned how many matches this show had that.
where the ending wasn't clean. Like
Yeah.
I think it was like actually like I think all not all three of the subsequent matches because Dubs versus the Flying Elvises.
That had a finish.
But like the last two matches before that had fucked finishes. A no contest and reverse decision.
I can
This
forgive
one had a
I can
DQ.
forgive a fucked finish as long as it's like one, just one during a show, and then the rest of the matches are normal. Like, so yeah, it's no contest between Shamrock and Amori, and then Goldilocks finds Jerry Lynn, who's just kind of like sitting in a hallway, rocking back and forth like he's Mankind. And then
And he
Goldilocks asks, like, hey, Jerry, why'd you do that to AJ? And then Jerry just talks about she could suck his dick. Open wide. And
Yeah, he
suck
pretty
my
much friends-
cock.
He just basically friends to mouthfuck Goldilocks. And then James Mitchell walks by.
I hate that poor AJ, and I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. I don't know. I was trying to do a Mankind impression.
It would have been better. than what he
AJ
actually
Styles is a glory hound, but I'm gonna see what happens when I take the glory away. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Then James Mitchell walks by and refers to Goldilocks as the whore of Babylon. Damn it, Mitchell! We're not at Ring of Glory. Knock that off.
Yeah. Bill Barons is kinky. Look out. He's been tied up.
Yeah, we have like a interview thing, or like James Mitchell talks about he's gonna go talk to Jeff Jarrett or something, and then like there's more yelling again. Oh, there's like,
Oh yeah, it's just yelling over promos. that's their gimmick this week.
And then like Goldilocks runs to the back and finds like just like Jim Miller, where he's stripped down to his underwear. He's got FU on his belly. He's tied up. He's gagged. He's getting into that Jim Miller shit.
He was a victim of John Cena.
So, is this Ed Ferrara doing this? Because he had motive, and I'm going to stand by that.
He does have motive.
He's got fucking motive because of what happened earlier. And Bill Barons was fine until then. So I'm going to say
right.
the guy who's tying people up is fucking Ed Ferrara, that piece of shit.
Like, I know they're hinting at Jeff Jarrett. It's gotta be Ed Ferrara, right?
Yeah, it's totally Ed Ferrara.
No, his back said "FU," so it was a rookie John Cena.
That could stand for Ferrara University.
So, now for the thing that doesn't make any fucking sense. Elix Skipper, Low-Key, Kid Romeo, Tony Mamaluke, Christopher Daniels, and Jerry Lynn in a number one contenders match.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, we got like kind of a four corners thing, elimination, but there's like six men.
It's like a elimination one-on-one where you can tag out thing. It was a little confusing, but I kind of figured it out. But
yeah,
Jerry Lynn's in this fucking match.
He has a shot. He has a chance.
There is no statement at all about Jerry Lynn not being able to be in this number one contender match because he's tag champions with the X Division champion.
And for added fun, he walks out.
He walks out.
Yeah, that's right.
He is so incensed at AJ Styles being this fucking hot shot. They keep using the term hot dog for some reason. Just this fucking showboat fucking brat of a kid. And like, you're so pissed that despite being tag team champions, you're gonna kick his shit in. And you're gonna take that fucking belt from him. So you get a number one contendership match. By the way, you were already in that match, so you didn't need to beat him up. And you quit halfway through.
You quit first, too.
You quit before anyone else is eliminated.
You fucking baby.
You are a fucking idiot.
Goddamn moron.
Because it doesn't make sense to me. If he was tagging with AJ and didn't turn on him, then it would make sense that he didn't want to, like, either he would become number one contender and cause the relationship to stir, or he walks out because he's content with the tag team titles. But if he didn't like AJ and he doesn't want to be, and he wants to be X Division champion, he'd fucking stay the course. You think he would stay in, right?
You think?
You think he'd stick? You think this match would matter to him because he beat up the champion? He beat him up.
This is so illogical. I don't. Let's just say that Vince Russo is the writer. I just don't.
I don't think he's the writer yet.
I feel like he is. I feel like he is still writing here, or at the very least, he's suggesting shit to them.
It's
it's a really like even Vince Russo is a smarter writer than this.
I like Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn was going to be MVP for this fucking week because I thought, hey, motherfucker's working a double and he's a good worker. But his character is stupid. He's a fucking moron. He's a fucking idiot. And they mentioned that he's like a 14-year vet, but that doesn't matter when he's so fucking dumb. Why is he written to be such an idiot?
And that's not even the most infuriating part of this match. That comes when Elix Skipper hits his finisher.
Yes, Elix Skipper's finisher, which is the overdrive.
AKA the worst fucking finisher ever.
I've never had a problem with
for those who are unfamiliar with the.
For those who I personally don't.
Go to
Get
hell,
these
Rob.
guys.
Rocktan. Also, go to hell, Rob. You
Also go to hell, Rob.
You take too long describing movies. Anyway, the problem with
And
the
you're
fucking
weirdly obsessed with the Harris brothers.
I don't think we want to put that on the record, Megafighter. I don't know.
Pause.
Oh, okay. We're not back, by the way. I just wanted to establish that Rocktan's making me listen to jazz music until he gets back. Alright, back to pausing. I've totally lost my train of thought, by the way. Oh no, the music stopped. Fine, back to pausing again.
Strangers?
Why is this playing?
Like to sell a spell?
Actually, we are.
Rocktan,
And hungry. Well,
why
we
is
got
Family Guy
apples
playing?
And all the fresh apples you can eat.
Oh, Peter, we found a new home.
Oh my god.
Going to Natick.
For what? A Twinkie factory that might not even exist anymore?
Oh no.
He's right. Besides, this place is paradise.
Sure is.
Shut up, Seth MacFarlane. I'm busy.
Randy Newman.
Yep. Just sits there all night and day, singing about what he sees.
Fat man with his kids and dog drove in through the morning fog.
I really hope Megafighter comes back soon because I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Wow, it's nice to have music while we eat.
Oh my god, I hate this. No. So now he's playing Green Day. I don't think we can play a lot of this because I don't want to go to jail. Billy Joel Armstrong will break my legs. A minor update. He's now playing Foreigner. He's back!
Sorry about that, folks. I had to do some dishes.
You gotta do chores for your family.
Oh man.
Where the fuck were we?
You were explaining to us why the overdrive is bad.
Oh yes, the overdrive. It's that move where you put their head in the pit of your knee, and then you grab their arm, and then you kind of twist them, and you drop down on one of your knees. And first of all, it doesn't look like it hurts the other guy at all. It just looks like you're hurting your knee. And he almost gets 2 fucking pins off of it. And I hate that, because this match is really good. Even though Jerry Lynn is a fucking idiot.
Jerry Lynn's a fucking
By the way,
idiot.
they didn't even announce this match at any point during the show.
No, they did not build up this match at all.
And I'm pretty sure that AJ would have got that. AJ would have given Jerry that rematch.
He would have.
There's a couple of weird botch spots with Kid Romeo. I forgot exactly what happened. There was an outside dive where Kid Romeo sort of like landed between 2 people and like didn't get caught by either of them.
You know, he actually had a cool like pile. He had a pile driver as a finisher. Had a couple of cool names. Sudden Death or Kryptonite Crunch. Elix Skipper did.
Oh yeah.
So there's this weird spot where like Daniels is in the corner, and Daniels is pretty good, by the way. Just establishing that even back then he was pretty good. Oh, yeah. But he gets pinned for the 3 count, and they say he's out, but he isn't, and he's still in because he got like something on the rope or something, or like
he got his foot on the rope, and the ref just noticed it, and Megafighter said, "What is the ref doing? It looks like he's swimming." Then I was like, "Oh, he's calling it off because he noticed it."
Yeah, but I wanted I wanted that guy who Power Ranger poses whenever there's like a near fall. That was 2. That was a 2 count. Brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Like, get that fucking guy, because I didn't even know Daniels was still in the match. So, 1 by 1, people get eliminated. I believe it's like, I think the first two that are out, besides Jerry Lynn, who got counted out, was like Tony Mamaluke and Elix Skipper. Daniels has all these edgy names for all his old moves because he had the Fallen Angel gimmick.
Yeah, this is like the Angel's Wings, the Last Rites, all that sort of
He had
stuff.
a Crossroads.
Yeah, the Last Rites was basically the Crossroads, yes. and he wasn't doing the Angel Wings at this point, which kind of sucks. But he was doing the BME.
Oh, I do. And now I remember what I thought eliminated Daniels. They hit a fucking Schween off the top rope. The fucking like.
Oh yeah, the top rope Schween from
that fucking. What's it called?
From Kid Romeo.
There's another term for the Schween. It's that thing where like it's kind of they're upside down and it's kind of like you land on your back with them. Hold on, quick research.
Schween.
Isn't it like an air raid crash?
It was a move done by Sheila.
Oh, like Shima CIMA?
Yeah, CIMA. That guy. I'm just saying it how they say it in Japan.
Oh, pump handle sidewalk slam? Oh, wait, no. It's over the shoulder, belly to back to belly pile driver.
Yeah, that. The Schweden's a cool move. I think like they called it the white noise when it was Sheamus.
Yes.
Yeah. White noise.
And Sheamus never did it very well, honestly.
Well, if you do a good
Schween.
yeah,
wait, yeah. Schween,
I think it was
the Celtic Cross when it was Finley. Mariko Yoshida called it the air raid crash.
I was right.
It was Nova using it called it the Kryptonite Crunch.
Loki taps out Kid Romeo. Yeah, they did call it the Kryptonite Crunch, if I recall.
Yeah.
Daniels attempts a moonsault, but there's this weird spot where he just gets punched in the butt, and like that stops his moonsault.
Yeah.
Fun fact: being punched in the butt is how you prevent a moonsault. He does hit the best moonsault ever, even though it was a kick out. I think it's just down to him and Loki.
I think what makes that I don't know if this is what he always does for the BMA, but what made that cool is he jumped.
I'm pretty sure how he always does it is he jumps up each part of the turnbuckle and then does the moonsault.
Yeah, that's really cool. And we were talking about how crazy it is that Christopher Daniels has been wrestling since he was 19, so he's about 30 years old here. And he's 50 now and still wrestling. This guy fucking loves wrestling.
Also,
he
wrestles
never aged almost.
He's wrestled exactly the same. He's aged very little. He's still just a bald guy. Like a fit bald guy, but he, like just slightly wrinklier now. And he wrestles. He does all the same moves.
Yeah, he seems to have figured out a way to work safe and like.
He works very safe, and his style is something he can even do nowadays.
Yeah, it's like he is essentially a Daniel Bryan who just loves wrestling and is still going.
Yeah, Loki wins. He's the #1 contender, and then the Elvises attack. No Jimmy Yang. And then they cut a promo about how the Elvises are the X Division, and I just thought, no, they fucking aren't.
No, you really aren't.
Scott Hall might not be on a phone next week.
You're never going to be X Division without Jimmy Yang, damn it.
Jimmy Yang's I'm pretty sure Jimmy Yang's the only cruiserweight of the three.
Well, you don't have to be a cruiserweight to be in the X Division at this point.
Yeah, I know.
It's not about weight limits. It's about waiting for a proper push.
Yes. Jeff Jarrett's back again, even though this was the last match and we're clearly running out of time.
I think they started announcing like the next pay-per-views card.
Right.
And
yeah, they started announcing the next pay-per-view card. It's like, we're gonna have midget wrestling. We're gonna have some weird shit.
Puppet is going to face off against Meatball, who is the self-described world's largest midget.
Oh, lovely.
This
is what we have to look forward to.
Fun.
Yeah.
And then Jeff Jarrett comes out and starts yelling at Mike Tenay.
Screw the NWA. Screw you, Mike Tenay, for not giving me a title shot. That's not his fucking job.
Yeah, Mike Tenay, who has no say in any of this at all.
Screw you, the Tennessee Titans. By the way, the Tennessee Titans were in the crowd the whole fucking time.
And they just start attacking.
And they just start jumping the fucking barrier and attacking Jeff Jarrett, even though, like, nobody said that the fucking Tennessee Titans were here. Nobody.
Yeah, that's a good point. These guys were never mentioned up until now, and then they start attacking him, and I'm like
every time there's a celebrity, every time there's a celebrity guest in the fucking crowd, even if they don't do anything, like, you know, it's like, hey, it's the guy from ZZ Top, or hey, it's
Brian Urlacher.
It's Brian Urlacher, or hey, it's Fred Durst. It's just like,
and then Fred Durst flips off the camera,
and then Fred Durst is never invited back. But I didn't know the fucking Tennessee Titans were in the crowd. James Mitchell, known lover of Tennessee football, comes out to fight Jeff Jarrett with his new church.
Yeah.
And then there's a big brawl, and then they're out of time, and it cuts to black.
Yeah, whenever there's like a celebrity in the crowd, unless it's someone they really don't want to mention for some reason.
Hey, everybody, look in the audience. There's Bill Cosby. Cut away.
Yeah, that WWE at least acknowledges them, even if they don't put the camera on them. Hi, Lemmy.
Lemmy.
Yeah. So, that was TNA. It had some good wrestling in it, but most of it was fucking garbage.
It was better than last week.
Yeah, it was much better. It had 2 X Division matches. The X Division, once again, carrying this company on its back.
Good God.
Yep. Let's figure out our awards here.
I was going to give the MBV to Jerry Lynn, but his character makes no goddamn sense, and I'm going to rescind that, even if he worked a double.
And Elix Skipper is disqualified due to doing an overdrive.
Yes.
So who do we got? Who are we putting it on?
Scott Hall was on the phone. Jeff Jarrett just complained and hit people with chairs.
Brian Lawler, didn't do much.
I hate my dad.
He hates his dad.
K-Crush didn't do... K-Crush had to sell for Hermie fucking Sadler.
Let's see. Who's in the X Division that we can give it to?
I'm going to say fucking I'm going to say Christopher Daniels. I don't...
Okay. Yeah. I would go...
Christopher Daniels...
Go with him underrated if he didn't get the
Christopher
MVP.
Daniels is fucking great, even though he didn't win that match.
Even though he didn't win, he still put on a good performance. For underrated... You know, I feel like we could give it to the Flying Elvises.
Yeah. Together?
Or just
unless you want to do a second one, like you want to do a separate Elvis.
No, I think they're both good.
They're both good. They both deserve better than being Elvises.
Just why are they Flying Elvises is my problem.
Yeah, that's a great question. But speaking of why, what's our why segment for the night?
Oh my God.
Oh, we got a lot of choices here, don't we?
I feel like I've made a mistake by only having one why per week because there were several things on this show that I'm so fucking confused by.
Here's the thing. When we did why segment in WWE, it was always like there was a definitive one or was kind of hard to because we were starved for... there wasn't much offensive going on.
I think an easy winner, honestly, is the whole segment with Jasmine to me.
Jasmine St. Clair? Yeah, I'd say that's fair. Unless
the teasing, the strip tease of Jeremy Borash.
Yes. Why did that need to be there?
Alii, your thoughts
sure.
on that?
It's entirely pointless.
I was gonna go the existence of the Dups, but Jeremy Borash, that was a weird segment.
Yeah.
Really not much for sign of the week.
We couldn't really recognize that many signs.
And
my sign of the week is the South Park one, because I felt it was creative.
I feel like that's just reaching a little bit. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of Athena signs, at least it was unique.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So But yeah, no real 2000s alert stuff. That's kind of an interesting thing, is that TNA doesn't really do as many pop culture references beyond like.
It's less they're dating themselves for the 2000s, and they're more dating themselves for like anything that is a modern, respectable product.
Yeah. We're doing more pop culture references on this show than they are.
Yes.
I keep thinking of Scott Hall with the Miss Cleo hat, and he's like, and like his fucking theme song's playing, and he's just like reading tarot cards, but they're all just him beating you up. I don't know any of his other signature moves.
Oh yeah, the world. So that means you're gonna get hit with a fall away slam.
You're gonna get hit with a fall away slam, Chico.
Chico.
Why are we doing this?
I don't.
The move means I'm gonna show you my ass.
Scott Hall, no.
Scott Hall, stop.
Please
Okay.
get off the phone.
So that will conclude the 4th episode of the Peacock arc. I hope you're the Planet Jared arc, if you will.
Planet Jared.
I hope we can eventually end the Planet Jared arc.
Don't get COVID.
Don't get COVID.
I can't smell.
You can't smell. So let's do the read off, because we're ending now from another episode of Wrestle Boys. You can find us, of course, at our website, WrestleBoysPod.wordpress.com.
Yeah, we'll get a real URL eventually.
We got
Megafighter just put up his rebooking of the Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker feud.
The Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker.
You need to go read that shit, just so we can pad our numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
It's basically Megafighter's idea for ending the streak.
It started ending the streak, and then it was just like Bray Wyatt's career after he beats the streak. It's probably like the one I put the most work into.
Yeah, and you were you were having trouble with it for a couple weeks, but you got it out, so I'm proud of you.
Yeah. And you can find all that and more at the site. More Wrestle bookings. Alii will start working on top 10 lists at some point. You can find all of our episodes there as well, and on YouTube, and on sites like Spotify.
Anywhere you can get a podcast, pretty much, as long as it's not one of those weird ones like Westwood One or whatever.
Yeah. You find us on Anchor. You can follow us on Twitter at WRASSLEBOYS.
Yes.
That is
WRASSLEBOYS.
Wrestle Boys.
Wrestle Boys.
Yeah.
You can follow Rocktan at Rocktan something, Rocktan53 or something.
Red Light Rocktan, actually.
You changed it?
Red Light Rocktan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always hated having a number at the end. So
yeah, same here. What do we always say at the end of these?
What we always say is,
You just got coconut mall.
fuck you!
All your friends to totally
No.
coconut mall them.
Oh my god, no.